It is a big day in the US today. Voters in the American state of New Hampshire are casting what could be the most important ballot in this year's presidential race. The state's primary is first in the nation, and only two viable Republican candidates are left, Nikki Haley and Donald Trump. Annalise Nielsen has more from a polling booth in Derry in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire has first in the nation status for its primaries, which means it's always important in any US presidential election campaign. But this one is more so than ever. For Republicans, they're down to just two candidates. Donald Trump is leading the way in all the polls, but Nikki Haley's hoping, as the only other alternative, she can provide an upset and change how this race runs. Depending on what happens here in New Hampshire, it could completely change the game. If Nikki Haley has a poor showing, it becomes that much harder to sustain her campaign until South Carolina and Super Tuesday. But if she does come close to Donald Trump, it shows that this game is still on. We've been speaking to voters here at a polling booth in Derry, New Hampshire. This is a very Republican area. Most of the voters have been telling us that they were excited to vote for Donald Trump again, but there have been a few Nikki Haley supporters. Why Nikki Haley?
Because I hate Trump.
Why do you hate Trump?
I just think he's a hateful man. I'm a Republican, been a Republican for life, but I skipped him in both elections.
There you go.
So,
what's your sense of how this is going to go?
She doesn't have a chance.
I voted for Donald Trump.
Why Donald?
Why? Because he's the best choice.
Who did you vote for today?
Oh, Donald Trump.
Why Donald?
I just think he's great. He made America great.
You got your vote today?
Trump did, of course.
Yeah. Do you mind if I ask how you voted today?
Haley.
Oh, why Haley?
Because I like her.
You're the second person we've been able to find who voted for Nikki Haley today.
No way.
How do you feel about Donald Trump?
I like him too, but I like her better.
On the Democrat side of the ticket, things are quite interesting. Joe Biden has refused to file paperwork to be on the ballot. He wanted New Hampshire removed from the early primary states altogether. Others have put their names forward to be on the ballot. And if there is a poor showing for Joe Biden, it doesn't fare too well, considering his personal polling hasn't been progressing well in the lead up to the election. But for the Democratic National Committee and the Biden administration, they're hoping to take this state out of contention altogether, saying it doesn't represent the diversity of a state like South Carolina, where Joe Biden did do well. So they have been asking people to write in Joe Biden as a candidate on the ballot here, so he still has something of a showing. Who did you vote for today?
Nikki Haley.
Why Nikki?
Well, I like President Biden, but he didn't honor New Hampshire's first primary. I didn't want to vote for him, and I fully considered the other alternatives. I thought Nikki was the best.
Some of the early votes have come in overnight. There is one small town in New Hampshire that has 6 people. They cast their ballot at midnight to truly be the first in the nation, and that has gone all the way for Nikki Haley. If it really is all over for Nikki Haley after this, it means we're set up for a Trump-Biden rematch this coming November. It means we have 2 former presidents vying for the White House yet again, and likely an end to the traditional campaigning we've seen in years gone by, with 2 former leaders of the free world going for it again. Annalise Nielsen, Sky News in Derry, New Hampshire.